We completed restoring your 1974 Nishijin A Pachinko machine, and this quick start guide will show you how to set it up and play. Now I know you'll be putting it in a cabinet when you get it home, but if you weren't going to put it in a cabinet, you'd want to stabilize it so it doesn't fall over by attaching some boards to the bottom. I've got some temporary legs on there now. What you'll do is turn it around to the back, and we need to set a few levers. In the top left, there is a metal tab right here that flips up and down. You want to make sure that that tab is over to the right in this position currently so that this can pivot up and down. Over on the right side, about halfway down, there is a little wire loop, and this is your ball drain lever. When it's in the down position, the balls will drain out of your machine. So what you want to do is you just want to lift up, and that'll lock the balls from falling out. The most common problem with Pachinko machines is the one ball seesaw in the wrong position. It's behind that brown tray, this white piece of plastic back here, and it's connected with some levers behind the tray to these white plastic levers down below. So as I move this, that is the correct position. You can also move it, I'll pull this lever out of the way, and then see how that pivots up and down, and that pivots that seesaw. So that's the wrong position. If it's in that position, balls will back up into your machine and it'll jam up, so you want to make sure that it's in this position. Now we'll connect the battery. 9-volt battery. When we connect it, this light up here comes on, and that light is to let you know that your supply tray is low on balls. Here's a view from the front. So when you're playing and you see this light come on and stay on, that means that you need to fill up the tray and back with balls. You also have a light behind your frog here. When you get a jackpot, that light will flash. If it ever comes on and stays on, then you need to stop playing, turn your machine around, and probably add balls or adjust some levers. In addition to the light coming on to let you know to fill up the supply tray, there is also in this window here a little sign, a red, white, and blue sign. When that sign pops down, that's another indicator that you need to fill your supply tray up with balls. A third indicator is right behind here. There is a little metal shutoff lever, and when that lever drops down, when this sign drops down, the lever drops down, it blocks the flow of balls from your play tray into your shooter assembly. So you'll get to shoot about 6 or 8 more shots once that lever drops, but then after that, no more will fire. So if you're ever looking at your play tray and it's full of balls, but you're pulling on the flipper and nothing's happening, another indicator that you might need to fill the supply tray. Now let's load some balls into the play tray. Now we'll load balls into the back supply tray, and when we do, they will roll down the tray, down this silver track, through the turn, down this chute, into your recycler tray, and then down your recycler tray into, behind this white cover, is your jackpot seesaw. And there they'll stay until you get a jackpot. So as we poured the balls in, the weight of the balls activated this lever, which activated this micro switch, turning out your light. And as the balls came down this turn, this lever was bouncing up and down, and when there were enough balls in your recycler tray, it activated some levers that shut off this lever, stopping the flow of balls from here to here. This recycler tray is great, so when you're playing Pachinko and a ball doesn't go in a jackpot pocket, it will come out this exit here and it'll roll into your recycler tray. Now if the tray is ever overflowing, there is a slot right back here where the balls will back up, and then they'll fall down there and they'll come out back here. So you'll need to have a tray of some kind to catch the balls, and if you place it right here, it'll catch those balls. And also whenever you need to empty the machine, like if you're going to move it or pack it, they'll come out this chute right here and fill up your bucket. Now your machine's going in a cabinet, so you won't need a bucket here. What will happen as the balls drop out of there, they'll hit the back of the cabinet and they'll fall down into the front where that white tray is. So after you fill the supply tray, you'll take your white tray and you'll slide it in the bottom of the cabinet, just slide it in that bottom opening in the middle. To play Pachinko, you'll take your finger, your index finger, set it up against the finger rest bar here, and then you'll take your thumb and you will pull down on the flipper all the way down, then quickly let go. And when you let go, it will launch a ball. It'll go up the shooter lane here, around, and it'll hit a bumper here, and then bounce off into the play field. It'll bounce off these nails, may swing by these spinners that redirect the ball, and the goal is to get it to go into one of these pockets. These with the wings are called tulips, and when they're open and a ball goes in, they close, and if they're closed and a ball goes in, they open. These are some fixed pockets, and then you have the center main attraction here. Now no matter which pocket or main attraction the ball goes in, you get paid out the same number of balls and the lights will flash. Also, when you get a jackpot, through this little window here, you'll see the jackpot seesaw tilt and pay out the balls. Okay, we'll pull down the flipper, let go. Now the first time you load the machine, it's loading a ball into the shooter lane, so nothing happened. So now we'll do it again. So a ball went in this tulip, paid out balls, and the lights flashed. So this is a game of skill, and you want to get the ball to go in the pockets. So by pulling the flipper down part of the way instead of all the way, you can get the ball to go up the shooter lane and drop on this side to try and get it to aim here, or to try and get it to aim in the middle. And if it goes in the middle, the frog will flip over. Now if you don't pull hard enough, the ball isn't able to roll all the way out, and it just rolls back and goes back to your play tray. You could have, if you pull down the flipper real hard, pull down the flipper and you don't let go quickly, then there's not enough power to launch the ball. So it's sitting in the shooter lane. Now if I do it again, I'm going to put a second ball in the shooter lane, and it's just sitting there. So if you keep doing that, eventually you'll get so many balls in the shooter lane that the flipper has a hard time launching them. Let's try it one more time. So it may take 2 or 3 tries to clean out all the balls out of the shooter lane in order to play. Take a look at the main attraction when you get a ball to go in. Look at what happens when you get a jackpot. I'm going to drop a ball in one of the pockets, and you're going to see it drop through this hole here. It's going to roll down, and it's going to enter this white seesaw, which will then pivot. You'll be activating these levers. That ball will drop into here in this clear space here, and there's a long metal arm, and it'll push that arm down. And as it pushes that arm down, which goes back here, goes up behind here in this brown case, it will activate your jackpot seesaw and pivot it. So we'll drop a ball in and watch that happen. And because there weren't enough balls in the recycler tray, you saw some more come down the chute and refill the tray. We'll do that a couple more times. Now we've got several jackpots. We have balls backing up here into our play tray, and if you ever need to empty that play tray so that you can take those balls and refill your supply tray, all you do is you press this white lever here, you pull it over to the left, and the balls from here will flow down into your receiving tray. And if there's too many balls here, sometimes the weight of the balls will cause a jam, and you just take a finger and you just kind of loosen the balls up. And over here you have your ashtray, which just flips down. Okay, that covers it for this quick start guide. More information can be found on the instruction DVDs we've included with your machine. Thanks so much again, and we hope you enjoy your machine.